I'm Dan Fitzpatrick at realmoney.com. Every night we watch the same shows, Fast Money and Mad Money, and we want to use those ideas to grow our money. Well, good trading takes more than just writing down the tickers you see on TV every night and punching the buy button the next morning. I can help you know when to buy these 3 stocks I saw on TV. Let's look at Goldman Sachs, Salesforce, and Travelzoo. Goldman Sachs really started falling yesterday after the market learned that Lloyd Blankfein had hired private counsel. Nobody really knows what it's for, but it ain't good. Okay, so here's a daily chart of the stock. Do you want to buy this stock right here, right now? Nobody seems to think you should, and I'm kind of in that camp too. Probably the most specious argument that I've heard, and I've heard it a lot on CNBC, is how all these financials, oh, you got to buy these things because they're trading at tangible book value or below tangible book value. Look, tangible book value, that's what you're likely to get if you file for bankruptcy, right? I'm looking at this chart and it looks like it's about ready to fall off a cliff, or I should say continuing falling off a cliff. Tangible book value. How much was your house worth before the housing market crashed? Okay, if we looked at, quote, tangible book value back then, my bet is the tangible book value of your portfolio was a little bit bigger. So when you hear these analysts talking about tangible book value, take my word for it. They're flipping guessing. Stay away from the financials, in particular, but not exclusively, Goldman Sachs, until this thing hits some kind of a bottom. I've seen a lot of chart patterns before. This is not one of them. If you're standing aside right now, look, you're not at risk of missing the big rally. And how about Salesforce? Kramer was talking about Salesforce last night on Mad Money. Is this the time you want to buy this thing? Like so many other stocks, this thing's just fallen off a cliff. Look what it did at the 200-day moving average. Kind of interesting, unless you were long. Knifed right through it, came back to it, fell away from it. Now it's at 110. Next logical support level is down at 100, right? I mean, that's kind of the even figure. But if we look at this weekly chart, I'm looking at 110 maybe as support, but that's just kind of a big maybe. This is a busted stock. Maybe the company's doing great, but the stock isn't. This is not a stock that you want to step in front of right now. Wait for some kind of support, some sense like that somebody else is buying this other than you. You don't want to be the first one out of your foxhole. That guy always gets shot. And finally, Travelzoo. Is this a company that you want to own right now? You may want to own the company, but if you got to do it through the stock, not something that you want to do either. Look, I hate to be bearish, but when everything's trading down here in the penalty box, that's just not where I want to be buying, because a lot of times stocks that keep going just keep going lower and lower and lower, just like stocks that are hitting 52-week highs tend to keep hitting a bunch of them. That's the way the market works. So as long as this thing's trending down, you don't need to be a part of it. Once again, you look at the weekly chart and you get a better perspective of what's happening here. I have seen a lot of charts. This is not one of them. So once again, you've got plenty of time to get on board Travelzoo. You don't have to do it today or next week or any time in the foreseeable future. Let this puppy build a base, and it's probably going to be building the base at a lower level. Okay, that's it for today, and I want you to get over to realmoney.com and subscribe so you can check out my articles every week, Fitzbits, about 5 charts a day. Also, there's some really, really smart folks over there. Helene Meisler, Rev Shark, Dougie Cass, Tim Collins, the list goes on and on. The hits keep coming. And then, of course, we got Jim Cramer, too. So you want to go ahead and do that. It's a small contribution for a big payday in your portfolio. Also, go over to stockmarketmentor.com. That's my website. You can get on my email list. I'll send you a free video every night with some chart analysis. It's going to help you be a better trader and also beef up your portfolio a little bit too. So I want you to check out that too. I'm Dan Fitzpatrick, and I'll see you right back here tomorrow.